Does your real estate brokerage need to be profitable? That is the question I am looking at on today's episode of the HyperFast Agent Show. Stand by. All right, welcome back to the HyperFast Agent Show. Thank you for tuning in to this episode where I'm going to look at the question that I get a lot from agents, from broker owners that are recruiting, from people that are just building networks or downlines or communities at cloud brokerages, right? I get this question of, does it really matter if the brokerage is profitable, right? A lot of people think that it does not at all from the agent's perspective. Like, obviously, for the brokerage, for any investors in it, you need profitability, right? At some point. But does it really matter from the agent's standpoint, right? The agent's an independent contractor typically. They have a negotiation, up front, or a standard contract they entered in that everyone at the brokerage gets, and they're paid a percentage of the commission that they generate, or sometimes they have a cap, right? And there's other potential transaction fees, monthly fees, benefits, stock options, stock awards, revenue share, profit share. Right, the company could be public, it could be privately owned, it could be part of a franchise, it could be independent. So everyone has every brokerage is different, right? Offers something different, and typically agents have a lot of mobility, right? So if the brokerage ultimately fails because of too many years of not being profitable, it's relatively an easy process for agents, for the most part, to pick up and move. However, I think if you really want to build a great sales business, if you really want to build, great equity, if your company is one that awards you stock or equity in the company, and if you want to build a great passive income stream through agent attraction, then you really want to analyze the profitability of your brokerage. And I'll tell you why. There's a couple different reasons. All right. The first one is you want to build something that you think has good long-term stability. Okay. If a company is already at scale, like tens and tens of thousands of agents, and they're already profitable in their core business, that should give you confidence that going forward, they know how to make the decisions, and they've already made a lot of the hard decisions to keep the brokerage profitable, especially in the core business. I'm going to get to why that is important in a little bit. You don't want to have to build a sales team, have a brand, have signs, have logos, this, that, and the other, and then everything's going well. You like the overall value proposition. You feel like the brokerage is helping you sell more homes and increase your net income, right? You don't want to have that kind of situation. Then all of a sudden, the lack of profitability causes changes, either externally or internally forced, and now you're like, all right, I gotta go sell under a different banner, different brokerage. That's disruptive, right? When you make a broker change, you want to know that it's going to help you sell more homes, keep more commission, build multiple streams of income, become an owner in the company, increase your net income, increase your net worth. And an unprofitable brokerage, I think, is going to give you less confidence in the long-term stability of that platform. Now, this is especially true if you are building revenue share. If you are in a brokerage where you have the opportunity to build revenue share, which I think is the greatest opportunity that has ever happened for real estate agents. If you're in one of those brokerages and you're building revenue share, and then the lack of profitability in that company forces a change, that's a lot more work than just moving over a sales business, right? Because those agents that you've helped bring over and add value to, no guarantee they'll follow you, no guarantee they won't want to go somewhere else or change how it's structured, right? So a lot of potential disruption there. Okay, so if you're building in a revenue share model, you especially want to understand the profitability, historical profitability of the company that that you are going to build at, okay? Because what happens if a brokerage is not profitable? Over time, there's a couple options that they can do, right? They can cut benefits and services, right? So they can reduce staff, they can cut benefits, they can reduce services, right? These are things that potentially would have a negative impact on your productivity, negative impact on the amount of homes you sell, reduce your overall commission. If it's a revenue share business or platform, they could cut your revenue share, right? Or make changes to the rules, or make it harder to unlock certain levels, or reduce overall payouts. The other potential thing that a failing brokerage could do would be to increase how much commission they collect, right? Like collect a higher percentage of commission from the agents, charge higher monthly fees, charge higher transaction fees, add new fees. So those are the two basic choices that brokerages are going to have if they're facing long-term profitability is, cut benefits, cut services, or increased the amount of money we take from our agents. Now they have another choice too, right? They could try to force the adoption of ancillary services, right? So, a lot of high producing agents are able to go out and capitalize on the influence they have, capitalize on the amount of clients they have, and then get income from ancillary services or get sponsorships from lenders, title companies, insurance, start new businesses related to that, right? If a company's unprofitable brokerage, at the brokerage level, they could try to force their own ancillaries and restrict the ability of the agents to go out and get theirs. So that is another reason that I think you want to make sure you're partnering with a brokerage that has a good long-term profitable outlook. I think another thing you need to look at is the ownership of the firm, right? How much of the firm does the founder and the key players and the agents own collectively, right? There are some firms out there where the founders and the agents, and this is EXP, for example, right? The founder owns close to 50%. Agents own another 20% or more. It's a huge market cap company, close to $2 billion in market cap as of the date I recorded this. There are large institutions that invest in it, large pensions that invest in it. It's on some of the top indexes and whatnot, but still is maintained 70% or owned 70% by the founder and the agents. On the other hand, there's other companies that have gone public and the founder owns 2 to 3%, and a hedge fund or a couple of hedge funds own 45%. Well, a company like that is going to be more likely to force changes on the agents, right? One where the founder has almost no control, one where hedge funds, private equity own almost half, right? They will force the changes needed to become profitable, right? They're not in this to make life better for agents or because of their experience as an agent. Like they're in this, private equity by definition is in this to make profit. So these changes that I discussed, are going to come. Now, typically, what these unprofitable brokerages will do and historically have done is they'll try to go to their agents, they'll try to go to their investors and be like, look, we're unprofitable, but don't worry about that. We are really not a real estate brokerage. We're a technology company, right? We've heard that one in the past before by a company that loses over $300 million a year. And why would they say that when they're clearly in the business of helping agents buy and sell homes? Well, the tech company is going to get a higher multiple. So that's really trying to sell people on, hey, our value is higher. Therefore, they have like more runway to get to profitability, right? Another example, Real estate company might say, hey, guess what? We're unprofitable. Yes, our core business doesn't make money, but don't worry about it. We're a bank. I've seen this one before, right? Like, hey, we're going to issue a credit card to our agents and we'll be a bank, and then that's going to like make us skyrocket to profitability. And if that was the case, I think a lot more, not just real estate brokerages, but a lot more companies would kind of go down that path and do that. So that's the other part that you have to look at with brokerages that may not be profitable is, are they on a path to profitability in their core business, or are they talking about something over here that maybe will change things in the future? So I think to sum things up, if you want to build a sales business, if you want to build revenue share business, if you want to build up equity in a company, whether it's a publicly traded, privately held company, pre-IPO, post-IPO, I think you want to make sure you are doing it at a company that has a long-term, proven, profitable model with its core business. Otherwise, changes are coming. And what you're building today, how you're building today is going to be radically different in the future. It's not, it's just the math of it. So hopefully that helps you understand why, as a real estate agent, you want to be at a brokerage that's profitable, right? Because you want to know what you're building is going to be there in the future. You don't want to have disruptive changes coming, and you don't want to see your fees go up. You don't want to see your brokerage take more money from you, and you don't want to see the benefits and services that are drawing you there now. You don't want to see all that cut. So that's why I think as a real estate agent, you need to do some homework, right? Like look at the 10Qs, the 10Ks, read bloggers like Mike Del Prete, which you can check out at MikeDP.com. Great blogger on real estate tech, real estate brokerages, and really the data on it, right? So check out all of that stuff. Check out the financials, make an informed decision, and just be confident that the place you're going has a long-term, proven ability to be profitable at its core business. Thanks for tuning into this episode of the show. By the way, if you are a real estate agent thinking about the benefits you might get by partnering with my wife and I, Carrie Scholl at eXp Realty, we'd love to talk. We are some of the top sponsoring agents, top selling agents in the company. And, we want to help agents keep more commission, sell more homes, build a revenue share, and, make an impact on more people's lives. And we do that through a number of ways, right? eXp gives you amazing tools and benefits. We also, when we sponsor people or they're sponsored by people in our group, we give you tons of coaching platforms to access, on-demand group trainings, recordings of group trainings, live events, right? If you want to learn more about how you can partner with us at eXp Realty and increase your net income, increase your net worth, increase your time off, send me a text message at 703-638-4393. Again, that's 703-638-4393. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time on the HyperFast Show.